have right now on your hand, I think. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Now in block 4, we are covering the main points like fourth unit, not unit actually, fourth block containing performance review and counseling. In that we are covering four main points. Four main points like monitoring, counseling, reviewing. These are the points we are covering. Okay. And we'll go ahead with the what actually performance review and counseling. We all know that what is the review and what is the counseling in our general life. But based on the environment in the organization, why does it use? So this review and counseling is studied carefully in our performance appraisal. Like performance monitoring is done, and the subordinates are the mentors for the future development. So complete documentation of performance is prepared to bring a clear clarity for the future course of action. So this process of course is done by the performer who is the concern for bringing out the changes. Now, this performance review and counseling is divided. How we are going to review, how we are going to counsel the employees in the organization, and what are the developments you have done, and what are the change you got, what is that you have noticed in the organization to bring up all this, how you are going to consider all the facts. Now, based on this, performance review and counseling has divided into 4 units. So this each unit will give you a clear cut how to develop themselves in the organization, who are with the poor qualities, who are below the qualities. So this is the key point. Why we are conducting, how to bring a development, how to bring a change for developing this poor performer or low level performer in the organization. So we are going to develop skills through the counselor. That means he is a superior manager, how he is going to take over the scale of performer. So there are several tools are explained in this review and counseling. So what are the 4 units? First unit is performance monitoring. Second one is performance counseling. Third one is performance review. And last one is performance management tools. So these are the 4 units, how this review and counseling is done for the employees, what are the changes have brought into context. So now we'll go ahead with the very clear cut topic each unit. Now first we'll take over the performance monitoring. So this performance monitoring is a process by which employees' work performance is measured with an objective of suggesting improvements in the organization, or etc., wherever he is placed in his department. So how his work performance is measured with the intention of how the employee is improving at his department. So in short, if you think performance monitoring is a continuous observation of an employee performance on the job wherever he is placed and helps in giving a accurate feedback to the employees to make corrections in the performance, whatever the job is related for the human activity. So here, why this feedback is important? Feedback is important because we are evaluating your performance. So by evaluating your performance, I'm drawing the conclusions that where you are, where you stand at the job. You come under the which category? Like we have a 3 categories in our performance. This is also called a technical tool, management tool used in our performance monitoring. Like we say average, we say low level, we say excellent, we say marginal, like that. We have a different categories were given to an employee wherever. So these feedbacks gives the superior how to give or how to make corrections in his performance. That means in his employee performance. So this is also called a tool to access various activities that influence performance of employees, which makes an employee how actually he has to perform. So this performance management include assessments of results, effectiveness of performance, how the progress is made towards the job. So based on the performance monitoring, the employee can make necessary changes in the future performance, means based on the feedback, and also it is promoting a climate of continuous learning and development to keep the employee performance remain at planned level. Is it clear meaning? Not only this, it enhances individual competencies also. So its main aim is to make employee a competitive within the organization for the productive contributions. So what is the main characteristic of performance monitoring? It is undertaken after the performance appraisal, which helps the employees to focus on the objectives and goals, not only objectives and goals, even it explores training and development opportunities and career development, which strengthens relationship between the management and the employees. So these are the main characteristics for the performance monitoring, where performance measured with an objective of suggesting improvements in future. So now here we just discuss the main points about the objectives, about the job performance and how he is committed, and based on his performance, the feedback is monitored, provided to the supervisor, and what are the changes has to be looks for the change is required internally or externally, and what are the learnings. So it is a continuous learning, as we discussed earlier. It is a continuous learning to explore more and more opportunities of learning and developing new techniques for the development of the employees. So this is how we go ahead with the performance monitoring helps the organization to become more successful in an effective manner. So for that to get the effective manner, there are certain steps are included based on the goals, based on the measure, and what is the identity gap between the planned and actual. What are your plans and what are your actual performance? So based on that feedback, you can assess also. And you can make corrections also. And you can further future course of action, you can develop your this thing. And so these all elicit employee commitments and execution. So these are the steps are included in the at the span of process of performance monitoring. And how this is important? It is very, very important because it identifies the pitfalls of the employee's performance. Therefore, it enhances the employee performance at a larger scale. So being an ongoing process, it identifies various areas of competence. And not only this, it identifies the corrective action to be taken and what are the changes you are bringing in the system, how this improved system are resulting, and how you are realizing the employees for the full potential to move towards their performance excellency. So these are the areas for the performing monitoring with the effectiveness, progress, and some methods have to be followed based on the procedure, etc., for which enables the development of performance monitoring. So this performance monitoring, we have to learn a model in this. How this is going to be studied according to the steps level. So where this a supervisor, the organization has a performance grid. This grid enables the employees for their performance, and there has 3 categories of performance. We have 3 categories of performance. Say, for example, average, excellent, and marginal performance. So based on the rating, almost 90% people will come under the average performer. Excellent performer will be 5%. Another 5% will be the marginal performer. So based on this grade, it is a model for creating performance improvement in the organization. Like we have a series of steps in this. Like how you can establish the transformation improvement process through the cultural environment. And this each component of the organization environment is defined with a mission to set opportunities, what are the goals, what are the priorities, and how you establish this project in a planned manner or with the action plans, and what are the implementation of projects with performance tools and methodologies, and how you are going to evaluate timely, that means based on the cycles period, and what are the innovations. And this review and cycle will promote to identify and how you are going to take up remedial measures for the suggestion. So at that same time, this evaluation should be very, very quantitative and meaningful to the employees. And here we have this performance grade provides all three categories of performers in a large number, which implies a greater scope for the performance improvement, like identifying gaps. What are your planned activities and what are the actual performers, and how you are going to develop and how you are going to create. Develop a positive culture of motivation, positive culture of motivation and support. So this important tool works like 300 degrees feedback. So there will be a clarity of performance grades based on the various tools used for the future career development and sound compensation. So you can reduce lenience error also. Lenient error means what? An employee always has a casual attitude, rating himself to be a very, very superior, like overrating themselves. This is called leniency error. In order to make performance grids effective, the discrepancy between the self-assessment and other assessment must be reduced. Self-attitude is reduced, that is also known as leniency error. Is it clear? First unit, performance monitoring. Harshit?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now we are going ahead with the second unit, mentoring. So this performance grid, last I am repeating, based on this grid, the organization is going to make necessary changes then and there with the according to the cycle. Is it clear? Now how this mentoring is interviewed. So this is another fundamental form of human development where one person invests time, energy with his personal techniques assisting for the growth of the organization. So here, actual meaning is mentoring is, you know, what is mentoring? Mentoring is the man who stands always behind you to give necessary changes for your profession. So here, mentoring involves primary listening with empathy, sharing experience, professional relationship, and developing insights through reflections, and how you are encouraged. So this mentoring, you are exchanging your views with the superior. So here you have a different characteristics are outlined in what mentoring has a is establishing. Mentoring is a superior who is maintaining and establishing a mutual relationship between the employee and the superior, and he's sharing relevant experience. Based on his experience, the employee will come to know how, where to correct himself for the future development. So based on this actively listening, which are job related issues, which helps the various alternative solution to solve his problems, how the behavioral model norms to be emulated by the Pottinger, and how you are going to bring a change in the behavior of the Pottinger. So this ongoing mentor is derived from the Greek mythology. That means there is a picture called Troy. We have a big story, little small story for the Troy. You might have seen or not, I don't know. So he acts very cleverly, mentoring how he is deported in the war. So he just quoted in our example how his mentoring people have played an important role in his work style, at his work style. So now coming to the main step, how this mentoring has process management, how he has culturally imparting training at all levels, how he is covering with the various practices and techniques for the improvement for the successful performance of management. So here, each and every mission is component for the organization, environment, and how these opportunities, goals, and priorities are improved. And what are your actual specific functions, and how you are implementing performance, and how to implement projects with the performance tools and methodology, and how you are going to do evaluation on the continuous basis. So these are all essential requirements for the performance improvement program. It helps in assessing the effectiveness and focus on performance goals. So in this process, a positive role modeler, a well-wisher, a motivator, overall a professional developer who is an ongoing mentoring secures a number of benefits to the mentor, to the coachee, and the organization. I'm coming with the coachee. What do you mean by coachee? Protege. So these are all provide an opportunity to share his experiences, to share his ideas with a humble goal of personal development as well as with the organizational development. So it derives number of benefits such as like improving self-esteem, increased with the hope of changes. So how you are getting connected with the organization, who is ongoing mentor, who is helping to the organization in a number of ways. So mentoring is an ongoing process who always helps the organization in number of ways. So there is a improved motivation based on the morally, who brings a strong values and culture by lowering the grievances and psychological frustrations and bringing the talent retention. Talent retention means always keeping your efficiency updated to meet the competencies with the outside environment. So these are the qualities of the ongoing mentoring. Is it clear, the introduction of mentoring?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now, I said that Pottige, Protege. What do you mean by Pottige development? Here, I'll tell you in simple. This is a new word, I think, for you to understand, or you have come across with the strategy.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. New.
Yeah, I'll explain you what is strategy. Is a person who is guided. For example, you are a student, I am a mentor. Okay. So I am always guiding you. How I am guiding you? So I'm supporting you. I am building a career for your future development. I'm always protecting. So you are protected by an experienced person. Okay. You cannot go with a ordinary people. You just go to an expert to take his ideas, to share his experience. That's what is mentoring job. What are the abilities of mentoring? To share his experience knowledge, to share his guidelines, to share his ideas. This is what the mentoring does for a person who is under him. Is it right?
Yes.
So here, strategy development is a process in our mentoring. It is a process now. So what is this process? In this, an experienced employee known as mentor is an advisor, is a counselor, is a enhancing the professional development of a new or a junior employee known as protege. So mentor and protege always is protected by the mentor. Okay. In the organization, the protege development is one-way process. It is not the responsibility of the mentor alone to ensure the development of protege. So in this process, more responsibilities lies on the protege. Is not an independent individual. He is always under the mentoring process. So he is expected to play an active role to increase his personal as well as professional life in the organization, which occurs some conditions wherever they are presented. So he is always committed to the self-employment, self-development. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yeah. Now here, in this, we can study about what is his commitment, how he is committed for the self-development. He has to self-develop, has to be done, and how the work is independently is assigned. Slowly he is learning to become independent. I'm always dependent on you. Isn't it? I'm a teacher, you're a student. You're always dependent on me how to take the lessons from me. So I'm the mentor, you are the protege. Take this example. I'm the mentor, you are the protege. You are always under me by deriving the ideas, thoughts, goals, etc., etc. So you always dependent on me. So what happens after taking the education from me, after learning through my experience, you are slowly deviating, you are slowly inclined to be an independent career. Understood what I said?
Yes.
So that
Yes, ma'am.
that influences the protege to become independent slowly. So this mentor always continuously tells him a number of things to do, these things and not to do that thing. So after having a very good listening and understanding skills to be observed, then he will take necessary changes and he bring his behavior according to his verbal or the written documentation or written instruction. If you want to take out orally, you can take, or if you want to write down, that is also there. See, he is going with a planned manner how to improve his project in the organization. So based on the committed time, based on his energy, which are committed in for the under the monitoring. So mentor always demands the time. I say used, for example, I'm the mentor, being I'm a mentor, I always says you study for 2 hours, 3 hours. If you have a span of 3 hours, you will complete your syllabus. So some kind of instructions I'm giving you, where you go ahead with the timely schedule. So this is what he observes here on the various issues which are demanded on the time spent by the mentor. Similarly, the mentor provides directions to do a number of tasks, that means work for the development of protege. Always he requires lot of energy. Why this energy is spent by the protege? He need not to be into productive performance, but he has to spend on his energy for the process of development. So there are certain guidelines also there where a protege will be provided by bringing a realistic expectation and how to achieve objectives and what are the original ideas and how to solve the problems and what are the challenges you are using for your self-development and what are your responsibilities are taken for the commitments and how you are taking oath. Oath means you are promising relationship between your mentor and the protege, and timely feedback is important taken by the mentor. Based on the feedback, you can make necessary corrections for the career planning and how you are exercising your intelligence and how your self-learning behaviors are also empowered. So these are all the certain guidelines are developed which are provided under the mentor. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now, how this analyzing documentation is prepared, we have a different stages, which this is given very clearly in your what do you call that material. So this is nothing much. I'll brief out 2 points like how these performance planning stages are done. They are the indicators for the individual and teams and how you mutually agreed with the key results areas and what are the tools and resources. So these are the various performance documentation prepared under the supervisor mentoring. So now coming to the last one, performance counseling. Now we have done with the monitoring, we have done with the mentoring. Now what is counseling? Can you tell me in short what do you mean by counseling? This always we come across in our day-to-day life. One meaning is that.
Retreatment.
Repeat. What do you mean by counseling? Simple.
It's a retreatment, ma'am.
Yeah, treatment. You said?
Retreatment, ma'am.
Retreatment. Oh, here I say a simple word to remember. Counseling is an activity. Okay, it is an activity. What is that activity? That activity in which one person is called a counselor. Okay, counselor, and one who listens to the problems, confronted with an objective of helping other individual called counseling. See, you are the counselor, I am the counseling. Why do I come to you? Why do I come to you? Tell me.
For problems.
Any problem or any issue or any doubt or for any activity, I am coming to you. So you are the counselor and the counseling. I have, because you are an experienced person. You are fully equipped person. You are fully strategic planned manner you have. So I am coming to you, I am sharing your knowledge for the skill development, for the future career planning. I am coming to you. Okay, mentor is different. Monitoring is different. Counseling is different. Counseling is an activity where two parties are, in short, I am telling you, two parties are there, counselor and the counselor. The counselor always listens to the problems of the counseling. Is it clear? So,
Yes.
counseling, get the assistance from him to develop his, what he wants to develop counseling. Knowledge?
Self-confidence.
Yes, very good. Always he wants to develop his self-confidence. And self-esteem levels also you want to improve in the future. Not only at the outside environment, inside the environment, that means in the organization also. So here, it is a psychological factor which take care of your health also in many forms. So it is a very, very significant activity that helps the staff to improve their knowledge as well. And also this performance counseling refers to the managers, which helps in objective analyzing of their subordinate. So here the manager becomes the counselor and the employee becomes the counselor. So always this employee counseling is a procedure where undertaken by the responsible manager to assist his employees to overcome his difficulties, to listen to him and take the challenges to perform based on his feedback. So these are the main solutions how you are recommended by the manager. So there is a technique called, this is also a called technique for optimizing your employee performance. So here we have some stages. It is in your material. We have how this performance management stage and how the appraisal stage and how the monitoring stage. You have your material with you now, right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So you just go through that points. It's very time consuming. It's very, very easy to go through. So this performance document is prepared for their improving efficiency. This is very, very transparent, very clearly mentioned where you are accountable for your future course. So it brings the fairness for the employees who follow this performance monitoring documentation in an effective way for it is to move forward in its future. So these are the main stages: monitoring stage, what you have done, and the appraisal stage, what you have done, and how you have done, what are the stages. So these are done based on the documentation. Now here another point is annual stock taking. What do you mean by annual stock trading? You are measuring your physical terms. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So it takes the employee's evaluation. What is your annual stock means? Your annual report card. In school, you get your evaluation paper, no? Your evaluation sheet. So this evaluation sheet is timely recorded your schedule and timely recorded your performance, where you stand at each level, where you are shown your excellency, where you are low level performance, where you are average and marginal, etc., etc. This annual stock taking is a sheet. That means evaluation sheet. We are measuring your performance results. Why this is we are taking it in? Have any idea?
No, ma'am.
Why we are examining this annual stock taking? Any idea? What is the main objective of preparing this?
Performance audit, madam.
Is if anywhere you lack of any learning, like means your results shows with the low quality, low performance, they're all provided very good learning opportunities provided to the employees. That means these are all the organizational resources where this organization gives you learning opportunities to the employees. So this learning opportunities, how means mainly give you a clarity and how you are with the existing HR who is new, how you are getting into a clear distinction between performance improvement programs, how you are streamlining doing, how you are examining clearly, and how to remove ineffective employees. That means you are overcoming, you are designing to improve his performance, and how you are going to identify his so these are the necessary objectives for the annual stock. It is a documentation. It is widely used by the performance monitoring. Monitoring is a periodically you are recording your performance. Periodically you are recording your performance is called annual stock take. So you are measuring your physical terms. Is it clear? And there are very lengthy brief discussions of what are the steps involved and how this carried on in the different phases are given. This annual stock also is very important point of examination. Okay, you mark it as a important. This lesson is very important. Block 4 is very important because here you are doing all the corrections, all the learning opportunities, you are drawing all the ideas and how your opportunities are overwhelming with the help of the mentoring. So this is very, very important chapter. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now coming to the last point, and what are the 3 types of stock take? You have a tell and sell type. You have to go through very clearly this one. But you opened your material, just mark that.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell and sell type of discussion. The manager sells the idea of future improvement to secure his employees' acceptances. And tell and sell type of discussion, it is useful in situation where employees willing to listen and improve his performance. So that respects the manager judgment. I'm telling like, so, and here, second one, tell and listen type. You just go through this problem solving. This respects between the mutual understanding between the manager and the employee. It's very interesting, quite interesting how it happens in the organization, how the employees are easygoing and how they are responded at each type of solutions. So how they are economical and how they are saving time and how to produce good results under the tell and sell type of discussion. And here, second one, tell and listen. Have you gone through?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, here, manager is little democratic. Democratic means anta mere cheppandi, mere cheyandi anedi, he will tell. So manager here provides all feedback related to the subordinate performance. He always telling very complete and role of the counselor. So here if you go through very clearly, you'll understand. So yeah, nothing but in short, you have to think of this. Tell and listen is a very good, provide a good opportunity for the manager to develop insights. So here subordinates with the socio-psychological culture aspects are adequately used with the I hope you understood.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
నేను చెప్పినా నువ్వు విన్నావు అంతే ఆర్గనైజేషన్ లో ఐఎమ్ టెల్లింగ్ యూ హావ్ లిజన్ దట్ మీన్స్ ఐఎమ్ యూజింగ్ మై democratic style. Have you gone studied this leadership style? Leadership style, have you remember in motivational MOB? Leadership, how the leader is, what is his style? There are n number of styles are followed by the leader, isn't it? He plays
Yes,
very,
ma'am.
very prominent role in the organization, how the leaders are taken over the employees to bringing up their mutual relationship with how he's going to build. Have you remembered? No. So here also, manager uses this skill, leadership style of one of the main characteristics of a leadership style. He uses the democratic style here. He will tell and employees will listen to his correction. So that means socio-psychological factor is used. Socio-psychological and cultural aspects are provided in this type of stock taking. To tell and listen. Understood, no? Difference between tell and sell and tell and listen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So in about tell and sell, employees are easygoing and willing to follow the authority rule. And they submitted and they are responded to each type of discussion. So same thing we cannot adopt in the second tool. So is little change, the manager is coming under the democratic type of behavior here. So he is based on the socio, psychological and cultural aspect, is molding the employees to grip them to give you the good result. Now, last one is problem solving type of discussion. Here, he always sees a change. So always manager starts with a positive attitude for the employees, telling how to achieve, how to strengthen his act, how he is supporter, how he is helpful, how he is helping. So these are all comes under the leadership. Each subordinate has to have the maturity levels to understand, and between both, and the subordinates should also have the mindset of participating. So this manager uses all the statement can, should, and should type of statements are used in this manner. If it's higher level, it is very low, it is a negative statement. High, low means if it's high, you get the productivity results, you get the positive statement. If it's in target is low, it is also a negative, either vice versa. So these all based on the discussion under the stock taking, your communication, your cooperation, your mutual understanding, what are your contribution, etc. etc. These are all the high quality of discussions are stated in the annual stock taking, which provide an environment for the growth of their development. So these are the discussions are done under this model. Is it clear? We are end with this chapter. Block.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah. So both of them are present today.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Very good. Very good. And why others are not joining?
They might be working today, Saturday, ma'am. I think so.
Yeah. And today, block 4 class, we have units like monitoring, reviewing. I think you joined very late.
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, I was in other work.
I understood.
Yes.
I can understand.
Okay.
I can
Okay,
understand.
ma'am.
You just go through the syllabus. Yeah.
Yeah, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Bye, Harshit.
Harshit left, I think so, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. See you tomorrow.
Okay, ma'am. Sure.
Yeah. Bye.
Okay.